The end. No, that can't be the ending. It simply can't. I won't accept it, and I hope you won't either.
You know damn well I didn't accept it. What the hell are you talking about?
There are more endings, more possibilities. I can feel it.
Oh, we still got way more to discover, my friend.
We are just going to have to sort through them all until we find the one that fits.
So that was literally just one entire run. What in the world? Hello everybody, my name is Fishworld War here, and welcome back to Beacon Pines. In the last episode, we went on another emotional roller coaster ride. We chose to stay with Beck until the rain let up. Went to go try to find Rolo at the treehouse, got into a little bit of a fight, sulked off the entire thing, went on a giant L riddle quest to go and reunite with Rolo. Everything was all hunky-dory. The day of the festival came, went to go hang out at the treehouse, only to be killed in an ice blast, apparently. So, we're going to need to backtrack again back to... Right, we still got to go down... Yeah, we still got to go down the break one first. But, actually, let's go back down to this one. Now, to jog your mind a little bit here, we met back up with Iggy, who was clearly deformed due to the toxic ooze that we kicked in his face. It's a he. We cleared that. And apparently the clipboards and this Mr. Kerr followed us all the way to the treehouse. So what did we decide to do? We decided to use the MCDC, which ended up being a pretty disappointing plunger. And, you know, we didn't necessarily get very far. So this time we're going to choose the flight option, which probably means run. I don't know, but we're going to jump right into it. Flight.
Luca drew himself up and decided to take the only option they had left. Flight. He squinted down the barrel of the mission control defense cannon, aiming it through an opening in the dense tree branches.
Ooh.
He looked up with surprise as it struck true and taut.
Wow, I can't believe that worked. Hey, Mr. Kerr, we'd love to hear your thoughts, but I'm afraid we have places to be. Come on, Iggy. See ya, jerks. Fine, we know where that leads them. This way, we'll take the tunnels.
Luca and Iggy winced as they sprinted through the thicket. The branches clawed at them, reluctant to give passage. After what felt like a marathon, Luca stopped in his tracks as they reached the clearing. What the? That was all he was able to say before Iggy slammed into his back. The boys tumbled down a steep decline and crashed with a wheezing thud on a surface as hard as ice. In fact, it was ice.
Was ice? What are you talking about?
Chapter 5. Signs.
Signs of what? This is like the third chapter 5 we've been on. How big is this freaking book?
They stood silently, catching their breath. The sky was like sapphire. With each breath, a plume of steam escaped from Luca's lungs. Let's keep moving. Luca pulled Iggy to his feet as they gazed across a snowy terrain.
Huh. That looks familiar. That was actually pretty badass. Uh-huh. I think we lost him. Are we up in the mountains? I don't think so. If anything, we went downhill. Then what's up with the Winter Wonderland? All I know is there's no going back the way we came. Let's see if we can get our bearings. Follow me. Like, this looks just like home. Oh, there's footsteps! What's this?
A disc of smooth metal was lightly covered in snow. 2 faint seams were visible along the surface.
A manhole cover? If it is, I've never seen one like that. Let's go up. Luca, are you there?
Luca had almost forgotten the walkie-talkie he was carrying.
This must be where Rolo is. It's that bozo Kier. I hope nothing bad happened to you out there in those woods.
Luca looked at Iggy with hesitation.
No need to be rude.
With a resigned sigh, Luca responded.
It seems like the only dangerous thing in the woods is you. He speaks! The young man of the hour! Now, how in tardation did you end up with one of our radios? Just lucky, I guess. Boy, howdy, you Van Horns are full of surprises, aren't you? You knew my parents? I never had the honor of meeting your father, but your mom was sure a handful.
Luca winced, shoving the walkie-talkie back into his pocket.
We gotta keep moving. Right, but this looks oddly familiar. Like, that's usually, this is where his father is buried. This is where we started right at the very beginning. This is Beacon Pines. What on earth happened? If this is Beacon Pines, yeah. This is Beacon Pines. Or should I say was. What's the readout? Sitting just above 258 Kelvin? Okay, now I'm curious. Hold on. Let's bring this into freedom units. 254 Kelvin, or 258 Kelvin to Fahrenheit. 4.73 degrees Fahrenheit. Ah, it's just a cold day in the Midwest. What are you talking about? That's down a bit from last time. Should we report this to Mr. Cure? Yeah, it's still within safe ranges. It may be spreading, but it's under control for now. Even a small nudge in the equilibrium could cause a cascade. Dude, relax. Just a few more sites to hit before we can punch out. Let's get this over with. What was all that about? What's all this? Hard to say with all this snow. I think it's a town sign. I can almost make out the letters up there. What town could this even be? There couldn't be another town this deep into Weepwood. I'm looking at evidence to the contrary. Let's figure out what we're dealing with here. Step 1, snow's gotta go. I'll see what I can do. Probably gotta shake it. Oh! Snowballs! I knew it!
The boys stared in disbelief at the sign that now clearly read, "Welcome to Beacon Pines."
This doesn't make any sense. We're in Beacon Pines? How's that possible? We ran away from town. How did we get back here? I guess we just got turned around? Where did all this snow come from? Well, it's been colder than normal lately. That's a pretty big difference between sweater weather and this Arctic hellscape. The puddle we fought at before, it was cold too. Maybe it all leads to one source. The source. You think it's related? What the hell's going on? We're gonna get you some answers. Let's keep moving. We head back to the puddle! Oh, this all looks right, alright. This stuff look familiar to you? It looks like the barrel near the puddle I, shoved me into. Yeah. And this Kate?
The fencing listened, each chain link encapsulated with a translucent layer of ice.
Looks like the stuff they put up around Weepwood. The stuff who put up? I don't know. Hey, look! The building that the PH company is, it's not there. It's all frozen.
Looking down at the frozen stream, Luca could faintly see a school of minnows encased in the ice.
Whatever happened here, it happened fast. The fish didn't even have time to run. Or, you know, swim run. Or just swim.
The crunching of footsteps trailing Luca went hush. He looked back to see Iggy's face twisted with confusion.
Everyone's gone. What? There's nothing here but more snow. But there must be an explanation for all this. We have to keep looking. You can look all you want. I quit. Iggy, we have to keep going. You don't get it, do you? This isn't one of your pathetic Hank Atomic stories. We aren't going to save the day. We aren't even going to save ourselves. My face is mangled, the town is destroyed, and everyone we've ever known is gone. We don't know that! You can't just quit! Do what you want. I'm done. Iggy, it's gonna be okay.
Luca peered upward at the darkening sky. He let out a long, foggy breath. Faintly, Iggy began to cry. Seeing Iggy in such a pathetic state gave Luca a sense of compassion, and more than a little guilt.
Fair enough. It is getting pretty late, I think. Probably not a great idea to stumble around in the dark anyway.
Luca allowed himself to collapse next to Iggy.
Let's just rest for a bit.
The boys huddled together for warmth and comfort. If not for exhaustion, their minds would be racing, trying to make sense of the events of the day. As it was, all they had energy for was to sit in silence, numb.
Man, this is a lot to take in. The way the snow covered everything over, it's kind of calming. Yeah. I, haven't had time to say it, but thanks. Huh? For getting us away from those creeps. I sorta froze up back there. Iggy, I should be the one apologizing. This all happened because I lost my temper. Nah, that's bull hockey. First of all, you didn't know what that gunk would do. You didn't, right? Of course not. And second, stop with this baloney about losing your temper. But I did lose my temper.
Iggy motioned sarcastically to his half-deformed face.
Obviously. But that's exactly what you should have done. Huh? I was being a horse's ass. An asshole! You were being an asshole. You were supposed to be a horse's ass in response. That's how it works. Iggy, I'm having a hard time following. You wanted me to fight you? Of course! Jeez, you goody-goody types take forever to understand this very basic point. Why would you go around saying cruel things to get into fights?
Iggy shrugged.
It's something to do. You're an asshole because you're bored? Sometimes I just feel empty. You wouldn't understand. You and Rolo are always having a blast together, laughing and calling that dinky little treehouse mission control.
Iggy now wept openly.
Perfect little Luca Van Horn, with his perfect little life. My life is not perfect. Everybody in town likes you. Not everybody. Hell, that new girl hasn't even unpacked yet, and even she says she already likes you. You have Tish?
He wiped his nose with a sleeve.
I love Tish. Tish is great. But she isn't exactly the world's greatest conversationalist, you know?
Luca gave a warm chuckle.
Get that impression.
Iggy cleared his throat as he wiped his eyes.
Huh, it must be raining out here. Definitely.
Iggy arched into a wide yawn.
I'm getting tired here too, alright? You're not the only one. Been sitting here recording this. So, you know, it gets a little, you know, down in the weather. We should probably try to get some sleep. Yeah. Let's lay low for now. Tomorrow we'll get the bottom of all this.
Luca's eyelids began to slowly drift shut.
Luca? Yeah? I always did want to see the inside of your dinky little treehouse. What did you think? Not bad. I'll give you the full tour when we get back. You know what?
That's all Luca could whisper before succumbing to sleep.
Fair enough.
Iggy snuggled in some more.
When it comes to the worst days of my entire life, this one wasn't half bad. Dream time!
Smelled of warm bread. Luca was playing with toy blocks on the living room rug. He looked up to see his parents on the couch. His mother held his father's head in her lap. She idly stroked his hair while humming a song. A voice behind Luca spoke. "This is how you remember them, huh?" Luca turned to see his own face.
Again? God, not this asshole!
The doppelganger from his dreams. still clad in a yellow hazmat suit, still carrying a look of disdain behind empty eyes. Aww, look at this perfectly cozy scene. You know it wasn't really like this. The figure picked up a toy block and inspected it. It's amazing the facades that one can build given the right materials. Not that I blame us. These are a child's memories, all warm and fuzzy. You don't remember, do you? Lucas snatched the block from the figure's yellow-gloved hand. Remember what?
Yeah, what are you getting at?
The doppelganger pointed to the couch. The last day we saw him alive.
Dad?
The day he chose to abandon us.
Well, that does start to make a little bit of sense, considering that the accident at the warehouse and our father's death do coincide pretty close.
Luca turned to look at his father, still lounging on the couch. That's not true. He didn't abandon us. The doppelganger waved his hand dismissively. Everything is true here. It's just a matter of what we choose to see. Well, let me show you. The world flickered and pulsed. Luca was sitting next to his bed, listening to his heartbeat with one of his dad's stethoscopes. The doppelganger limped into the room. Now, we both know that's not how this went. He grabbed Luca's hand and guided the stethoscope to the floor. Luca heard muffled shouting, brought close by the stethoscope. It was his parents, fighting.
Oh, God.
Do you remember what we did next? Luca gave a slow nod and crept down the hall to peek through the banister. He could see the outline of his mother at the bottom of the stairs. Damn it, Walt. We can't afford to get involved in this. She was scared. His father stepped forward. What am I supposed to do? Just watch? There's a sickness in this town, and we both know who's behind it. I swore an oath to help people. I won't turn my back on them. Luca's mother grabbed Walt. She was crying, pleading. I can't lose you. Walt calmly removed Eleanor's hand from his shoulder. What's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong. I could never live with myself if I let Sharper get away with this.
You knew Sharper? Interesting.
Eleanor raised her voice. Spare me your bullshit platitudes. What about our son? Luca flinched, dropping the stethoscope down the stairs. Walt turned with a panicked smile. Luca, is that you, buddy? With tears in his eyes, Luca descended the stairs. Mom? Dad? What's going on?
The typical child response.
Walt dropped to a knee to meet Luca eye to eye. Nothing, buckaroo. Your mom and I just got a little overexcited is all. Luca placed the stethoscope against his father's chest. His heart was racing. It sounded like you were going somewhere? Walt gently removed the device from Luca's ears. Listen to me, Luca. I have some business to take care of. I'll be back in time to tuck you in. Luca hugged his father tightly. Promise? Walt stood up and walked to the door. He glanced over his shoulder. I promise.
But we both know that's not what actually
With a
happened.
wink and a grin, he put on his hat and strode out into the evening sun.
Ooh,
A
who are you?
figure approached soundlessly from the foggy snowfall.
Who are you?
It stood above them, lingering in contemplation. Slowly raising one hand above Iggy, it snapped out 2 brisk raps on his head. From a deep slumber, Iggy sprang up defensively.
Get your hands off me!
Whether it was the calming presence or the recognition that he was not in danger, Iggy felt his clenched fists lower.
Just what do you think you're doing?
Luca looked up, gradually remembering his whereabouts. The figure exhaled a cloud of warm vapor.
You two certainly have caused a lot of commotion. What's this supposed to mean? Take it easy, Iggy. We were asleep minding our own business. You're the one running around knocking on people's heads. I'm sorry if I hurt you, Iggy. You didn't hurt nobody. Anybody. Huh? Oh. I see. You think you're better than me. You.
When it came to complete strangers, Iggy had trouble cobbling together an insult.
You big-hatted, scarf-necked furball. Okay, let's lower the temperature here a bit. Interesting choice of words. I mean, let's all just calm down. Who are you? A friend. An observer. A hitchhiker on the infinite expanse of possibility. Great. How about a name? If you must call me by something, you can call me Nat.
Iggy huffed with gratification.
How about you make off like a gnat and buzz off? Very well.
Nat began to turn away indifferently.
Wait! Do you live here? You might say that. So, you know where we are? You might also say that. Look, pal, we just want to find a safe way out of here. You're gonna help us or not? Before knowing how to leave, one must know where they are. Alright, that does it. Luca, I don't know about you, but I'm getting out of here one way or the other.
Iggy turned sharply and began to stomp off.
Enough with the riddles. Iggy, wait up.
Realizing he'd worn their patience then, Nat relented.
Very well. I suppose this isn't the time for metaphors. I'll show you how to get back home.
Luca and Iggy turned around with hope in their eyes.
Come here.
Nat took a deep breath in.
Close your eyes.
Nat exhaled slowly, then snapped his fingers.
Okay, open them.
For a brief moment, Luca and Iggy let themselves believe that some great magic was about to unfold.
Nothing's gonna happen, is it?
Until they opened their eyes and found themselves in the exact same place, cold and disheartened.
This is your home. This is Beacon Pines. Look, Nat, we don't know how we got here. Maybe we stumbled through some time travel gate in Weepwood. Or we teleported to some alternate universe. Or this is all some cruel experiment by Kerr and his goons. But this is not our home. You're inching closer to the truth. Alas, the reality is much less fanciful. Just give it to us straight. So be it. As I said, this is Beacon Pines. The original true Beacon Pines. Well, shit. You both grew up here. But the town you called home for the past several years is a replica. A replica? A remarkable achievement of engineering, to be fair. But a replica nonetheless. A replica? What the fuck? That's impossible. It's much too work. Or too much work. You need a whole town to replicate a whole town. Indeed, to pull off such a feat would require immense labor power. To that which could be moved, would be moved. To that which could not, would require a precise duplicate. We would have noticed. Someone would have noticed. You'd think so, unless the auditing was impeccable. The clipboards. They gathered every little piece of information from all of the people that lived in town to build this replica. What the hell? I'm mind-numbing attention to detail. As for the innumerable trivialities which complete the tapestry, well, you can leave that to this miraculous thing we call a brain. It has a real aversion to discontinuity, or revulsion even. The brain has a wonderful way of smoothing out the rough edges, keeping us sane. Luca and Iggy looked around uncomfortably. So you're saying that someone made an entirely new town and moved us all and no one noticed? Precisely. But why? Why is the one question that can never be answered with certainty. The best one can do is uncover.
Nat narrowed his eyes, furrowed his brow, and uttered,
The source. Of course, the source. Why'd you say the source like that? Why, indeed.
Luca began to laugh uncomfortably.
It's all ridiculous. There's no way they could.
He looked down at his feet. His eyes started back and forth in contemplation. With a sudden pain, a thought struck him.
If this really is home.
He sprinted off into the pale distance. As Iggy turned to follow, Nat called out.
Iggy, it's not too late to turn back. Simply head west through Wheatwood. It's not too late.
Chapter 6.
Again?
The Source.
The source.
Nat expressed his sympathy with a shrug and sauntered off as unassumingly as he'd arrived. He'd given Luca and Iggy what they needed, and nothing more. As Luca sprinted across the snow, the events of the past few days became clearer, pieces to a larger puzzle. Rollo said he was underground somewhere, captured.
Right.
Mr. Kerr tried to cover it up with lies. The clipboards were hell-bent on capturing Iggy. It all seemed to point to perennial harvest.
Right.
But right now, there was one thing that Luca needed to know.
Where are we even?
Luca
We're back at the grave.
dead in his tracks.
We're back at the grave.
The tree was gone, uprooted and moved, leaving a raw gash in the earth. He dropped to his knees and dug wildly at the cold snow. His numb hands hit something hard, a headstone. A dry whisper escaped Luca's lips.
You're here. All this time I thought I was visiting you, but you've been here, alone, in the snow. Dad, I'm so sorry. They ruined your favorite spot in the world. Our favorite spot in the world. Dad, what do I do?
There was no reply, just snow-covered silence.
Why'd you give me the slip like that? What if I couldn't find you, you jerk?
Iggy finally noticed the tears welling in Luca's eyes and the snow-covered grave.
Oh. Iggy, they stole his tree, Iggy. Yikes.
Suddenly, they heard the crunch of approaching footsteps in the snow.
We gotta hide. 259 Kelvin. Fall off distance is still good. Dude, did you hear me? I said 259. Sorry. You ever think about what we did here? We saved a whole town of people. Doesn't feel like it sometimes. What about everything we left behind? That's the grave of someone with a family. The people who loved them will never know the truth. The truth is overrated.
He bent down to scoop up a snowball and lobbed it playfully.
Hey! Don't be such a downer, dude. We took this job to change the world. Yeah. Come on. It's almost lunchtime. Weirdo. You don't think those two in the hazmat suits might be the current Luca and Rollo? Watch that one in your brain for a little bit. Here, I thought I was a jerk. These dinguses out here are literally dancing on graves.
Luca stuttered through heaving sobs.
I thought I was visiting him. I thought he was with me. Not gonna lie, that's a bad break. Here's some advice.
Iggy gave Luca a solid smack on the back of his head.
Hey! Who's any of this helping? What? Sitting here in the snow, crying like some pushover. Who ya helping? Iggy, look what they did. They lied to everyone. Blah, blah, blah. Luca Van Horn, you're a lot of things, but you ain't no pushover. What did I tell you before? When some jerk comes at ya acting like a horse's ass, I should stand up for myself. Hell yeah! Kerr and his little band of clipboards pulled off this switcheroo for a reason, right? Nat mentioned something about a source.
Luca wiped his eyes with a sleeve.
Whatever is at the source must be awfully valuable to perennial harvest. Sure, it'd be a shame if something unfortunate happened to their precious source, wouldn't it? What do you have in mind? If it's small enough to steal, we'll snatch it. If it's too big to snatch, we smash it. And what if it's too big to smash?
Iggy flashed a mischievous smile and cracked his knuckles.
I'm always up for a challenge. I'm gonna make this right, Dad. I promise. Let's do this. Locate the source. Well, they did say go into Wheat Wood and head directly west. I would have no idea where... It can get awfully cold out in these woods, Luca. Probably best you two stay put and conserve your energy. Help's on the way. Where's Rolo? Where's my mom? Did you kill her? Oh, heavens no. Do I seem like a killer to you?
Iggy and Luca shared a skeptical look.
Well, do I? Ah, shucks, now that hurts my feelings. Screw that guy. Oh, let's wander around for a little bit, see if we can't find somewhere we're supposed to be going here. This way, maybe? Nope. Oh, okay, nope. We go searching! Searching around! Wait. This way, maybe? Nope. Alright. Back here. Wait a minute. If this is the original town, then that means...
Iggy darted behind a large pine and began digging furiously. He emerged holding a shoebox with a crude skull painted on its lid.
What's that? Long story. So a few years back, I, came into possession of some premium grade fireworks. Not the wimpy firecracker stuff they give kids. The good stuff. So, why'd you bury it under a tree? That's the long part of the story. You and Rolo were doing chores at Rolo's chicken coop. Chicken coop fire. And you guys pissed me off for some reason or another.
Luca rolled his eyes with realization.
No, you didn't.
Iggy stifled a chuckle.
Yep. I just wanted to give you guys a little scare. But like I said, those were some primo fireworks. So I might have underestimated things. You blew up the chicken coop? I prefer it as an incendiary redecoration. Sorry, but you should have seen the look on your faces. Rolo got grounded for months, which is why I needed to stash the evidence and lay low. So I buried them under that tree. But when I came back for them later, they were gone. I figured some grown-up found them and tossed them.
Iggy triumphantly raised the shoebox.
Turns out, it wasn't the fireworks that got moved. It was us. Unbelievable. Truly unbelievable. Do you think this is a game? Newsflash, boyo! You're not a hero. You're a little brat who is in way over his head. A hero is someone who refuses to give up. Comics these days are rotting children's brains. Everyone thinks they're a spaceman superhero. I was always partial to Hank Atomic myself. Is that so? Do you really think you have a chance against us? You have no idea how powerful we are! Prepare for blast off, loser! There's gotta be a way. Let's look around. There's gotta be a way around this. Shoot. This is even more grim than I apparently realized. Hey, look, a tunnel.
Luca and Iggy inched up to the edge of the hole with bewilderment in their eyes. Arctic air breathed out of the cavern in heaving gusts.
Echo! 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 Whoa. I can see why they wanted to move us all out of town somehow. But why would they dig a giant hole? I think this is it. The source. This is the source? It's a dang hole? How do we smash a hole? You. Oh, it's much more than that, my annoying little friend. Kerr. Where's Rolo? I wasn't lying before. He's safe. Well, safer than you two at least. That's cold. You just had to drag me all the way out here, didn't you?
Mr. Kerr gazed down the abyss in contemplation.
It really is something, isn't it? What did you do to our town? What is all this? Well, that's a doozy of a question. This is the source, where they collect the unrefined,
Kerr scratched the back of his head.
Honestly, boys, I don't know I understand any of this well enough to explain it. Fact of the matter is, I'm not paid to know. What do you mean you don't know? What do you mean you don't know? Ain't you in charge? Heavens no. My role is merely to flash a winning smile and manage various complications. Complications like us? You are a smart boy.
His face contorted into a saccharine grin.
It really is nothing personal. Some people are destined to strive for greatness, and others are simply obstacles along the way. Seems like you were destined to be a creepy lackey. The point is we all play our part in life. Mine just happened to be a lead in the role of a lifetime, and you happen to be extras ready for your curtain call. We aren't giving up without a fight. Your smile is not going to be so winning after we're done with you. Now, boys, there's no need for a melodrama. It makes even a professional such as myself embarrassed for you. Let's change the mood a bit.
Kerr snapped his fingers.
Scene change. Oh, shoot. There, that's better. Deal with them.
Iggy turned to Luca with a sly glance.
Why are you smirking? Because I have a box full of fireworks and you don't.
Iggy waved the box into the air, threatening to drop it down the hole.
Stop! Let's not do something regrettable. Joke's on you. Regret is one of my specialties. Out of curiosity, what would happen if I threw these in your precious hole? Nothing. Nothing at all. You're a terrible liar. I'll have you know, I'm an exceptional liar. That's far enough.
Iggy plucked a single bottle rocket from the box and held it up with reverence.
Stop, you fool! Call off your goons.
After a long pause, Mr. Kerr flung up his hand with frustration.
Very well. You can all head back for the night. It's been a long day. I'll handle these two from here.
Mr. Kerr sighed into the frigid air.
It's just us now, Iggy. You can put that down. Wait, like this?
With a nonchalant flick, Iggy tossed the firework into the hole.
Whee! Ooh! The look on his face. Whoa.
With a growl, Kerr leapt at Iggy, crashing through Luca. Iggy tried to twist away, but in the struggle they both tumbled over the side. Luca dove forward, bracing Iggy's hand just before it slipped. His grip was made precarious by the cold, wet snow. He could see Kerr further down, clinging to Iggy's coat.
You reckless child! What have you done? Luca, listen to me. Hold on tight and use the walkie-talkie to call them back. What channel do I use? It doesn't make a damn difference. They're always listening. If you do that, the Clipsworth will just haul us up and snag us both. The only way you get out of this is if Kerr's out of the picture. Just let go and save yourself. If he lets go, we both die. I don't want to die, but seeing the look on your face almost makes it worth it. Mr. Kerr, you've had a long life. Why don't you actually do something selfless and just let go?
Mr. Kerr gasped with insult.
Long life? I'll have you know I still play 25. You should have heard me sing the part of Phyllis Young.
With a wild look in his eye, Mr. Kerr began to hum a proud melody.
Dum dum dum. Dum dum. Wow, can you believe this guy? Another charm this far in? What the hell?
Luca's hand began to cramp. His voice began to crack.
Kerr, just let go! No can do. If you want to save your friend, you'll have to save me too. Luca, look at me. It's okay.
Luca felt Iggy loosen his grasp.
What's with the music? You aren't gonna kill your friend like that, are you?
Every muscle in Luca's body burned.
I'm not his friend. Yes, you are. I'm just a no-good bully. Like you, Kerr. Iggy, no!
Luca felt his hand slipping.
And I told you what you need to do with bullies. I can't. It is your only way out of this mess. 2 birds with 1 stone. It makes sense for us to fall together. Wackadoos and travel in packs.
A calm settled over Iggy's face.
Luca, let me do this.
Iggy's voice was colder than the bitter air billowing from the chasm.
Let me do the right thing for once. Luca had no choice. Why must you do this in the freaking music? This reminds me of what was it? I don't remember which movie it was, but it's like, what do I do? What do I do? No, I can't let you do this.
Luca had no choice but to refuse Iggy's request. He tightened his grip and reached for the walkie-talkie in his pocket. A wild delight crept onto Mr. Kerr's face. That's a good lad. Now, radio for help. Iggy begged Luca with his eyes one last time, but Luca pressed the button and called out. We need help. Mr. Kerr is in danger. It wasn't long before they were once again surrounded by clipboards. Mr. Kerr sighed with relieved frustration. There you are. You really are a worthless lot, aren't you? Mirror, now. A clipboard dutifully produced an ornate ivory hand mirror, and Mr. Kerr began preening his tousled hair. Ah, that's better. Mr. Van Horn, I applaud your sharp thinking under duress. I'll put in a good word for you with the founder. Take them away.
The founder?
A swarm of hands overpowered Luca. The last thing he saw before a cloth bag was pulled over his head was the defeated look on Iggy's face. The end.
I knew that was probably going to be a bad ending, but I just wanted to see what happened.
I think this was one of those times where doing the right thing was the wrong thing.
Probably. Back we go! We all know what needs to happen here.
Luca had no choice but to accept Iggy's request. With a quiet blink, Luca watched a teardrop sail down into the howling void. As his fingers slowly gave up, he met eyes with Iggy.
Good. Damn. That is so hard.
The 2 silhouettes were swallowed by darkness.
The rockets. Hell of a goodbye, Iggy. Hey, it's Ned. Luca, you should really step back. What? Quickly. The same ice that killed us before. Curious. But of course, those fireworks of Iggy's must have been just the right amount of energy. We should get out of here before perennial harvest arrives. Not until you tell me what just happened. Your friend's sacrifice just saved this town. For a little while, anyway. How? Tempest Luquane is a peculiar substance. It can change the relationship between matter and time itself. But doing so requires unfathomable energy. In a closed system, that energy can only come from its surroundings. A useful side product of this property being, by adding precisely the correct amount of energy to it, one can create a cryogenic cascade. So the gunk that makes things cold in the fireworks made this hole freeze over? That's one way of putting it, yes. As dumb luck would have it, the fires weren't strong enough to generate a runaway reaction. I shudder to think what would have happened in that case.
We have some idea what that would look like.
Stop breaking the fourth wall, damn it! It will take them a good while to safely break through and access the source again. If you know all this stuff, why haven't you been helping? I have been, in my own way. Each one of us has our role to play. Iggy's role, it turns out, was to buy his precious time. Mine has been to observe and wait. Wait for what? You. Me? Why? What's my role?
A fierce twinkle flashed in Nat's eyes.
Luca Van Horn, you're going to save the world. Superheroes!
With a chuckle, Nat turned and walked west. Dumbfounded, Luca followed behind him, trudging through the snow. Every step taking him further away from everyone and everything he knew, and closer to destiny.
Destiny!
To be continued in...
A fucking cliffhanger? Oh, come on!
Beacon Pines, Pines Harder.
There's a second game? Hold the phone here for just a gosh darn second. You're telling me that I chose this path, thinking it was just gonna be a the end situation again, only to find out that this was actually the ending I needed? You're kidding me.
Revenge served cold.
I feel like that might need some work.
Second time's a charm? Wait, that's it?
Yeah.
This ends with a crummy cliffhanger?
Right.
Just when it was getting good?
Right! You're taking the words right out of my mouth! But looking at the book, it doesn't look like there's too many pages left on the right-hand side. So I presume that I'm probably right.
I was even starting to like Iggy.
Yeah, the redemption arc is definitely something that needs to be studied more.
No way. I refuse to be associated with some never-ending parade of sequels.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of extra games wouldn't hurt, but yeah, we probably shouldn't turn this into the MCU of Beacon Pines. The Beacon Pines cinematic universe. It's just this never-ending rabbit hole.
Let's go back and find something more definitive.
Agreed. God, I love the art in this. It's so good. Alright, so that was the end of that one. It's a whole thing. I love it. Shame. So now we gotta go back to break. I'll catch up. Skip to where we left off. Thank you! I was so concerned I had to play through all that all over again. But it looks like we're just gonna have to keep up.
Chapter 6. Secret Lair.
Alright, so this is where we were supposed to be. But I feel like we might just have to leave this off for another time. Thank you guys so much for watching this once again. This is amazing. I don't know why I haven't played this sooner. It's so good. It's so great and grand. I can't wait to see how this all ends. There's got to be a good ending to this story. But until next time, God bless. Take care. We'll see you guys on the other side. Bye-bye.